Hey, I haven't watched the newest episode of The Mandalorian, but is the show kind of done?
Au contraire. This is what I wanted to talk about. Okay, it's Star Wars time, everyone. You can turn it off if you're not interested, but we had some huge news coming from Star Wars Celebration. Did you see any of that?
I caught up on the highlights.
Did you?
Yeah, I saw some of it. I saw people come, they come out, they clap, and they say, guess what we're making?
Yeah.
We're making movies again. We told you we were taking a break. It's been 6 months. Well, guess what? We're back to making movies.
Well, the big news. Okay, well, first off, I'll address your question about Mandalorian. People hate this most recent episode.
I saw the pic. I saw here. Well, okay. I've probably talked about this before. I have. Stop post the day after.
Yeah.
Stop it. Even with SNL, it so pisses me off. Like, we got Will Ferrell to do a cameo. Let me watch it. It's not funny if I don't see it the way it's intended to be seen.
I know. Well,
Don't just post a picture of Jack Black.
I know. And SNL, they posted a photo of Molly Shannon and Martin Short. So I was like, I've got to watch this. This is going to be hilarious.
He's in it for 2 seconds. Molly. Yeah. Well, he's in town. He's filming.
I know, but he's in it for 2 seconds. He's the funniest.
They tricked you.
One of the funniest people ever on the whole earth. And I know it's Molly's night, and she's also funny. But they get both of them to do the least funny thing I've ever seen. Anyway. But yeah, they did spoil. I wake up because it drops at 3 a.m. for us on Tuesday or, Wednesday, 3 a.m.
Right.
Mandalorian I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I wake up
for us.
I wake up early every Wednesday to watch Mandalorian. First thing in the morning because I want it, number one, to be dark when I'm watching it.
Because you can't see anything.
And number two, I want to not get it spoiled. But I even got it spoiled Wednesday morning when I woke up at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
When I was checking my Twitter feed as I was taking a leak before I made my coffee. Jack Black. I thought that's got to be a joke. And then I watched the episode. No, it's not a joke.
And someone else?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the first comment under Jack Black. And I clicked on the photo, and then the top comment says, and Lizzo. I went, okay.
And
here's my thing.
there's a third person that wasn't spoiled for me, but I don't
neither yet.
I don't really care. I mean, it was fun to see him, but
I like Tim Meadows.
Sure.
I like to see Tim Meadows. I like to see that all of a sudden he's old now.
I forgot he was even in that episode.
He's in it. It's a little thing, but now it's starting to be. It was kind of fun when it's like, guess who's in the Stormtrooper outfit?
Right.
Great, Daniel Craig's in there. I don't care because I don't see him.
Right.
Great. But now when it's just like, when it distracts so much from the episode that it's just like,
Yeah.
we got a famous person in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And now it's canon that they're in there. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just give me the show. I don't want to be taken so out of it that I don't even. I know you're filming at Galaxy's Edge. Like that's what it looks like. You're just on a back lot at this point. Like, and I know, so it's just you've got okay. Let's get Jack Black because that'll be funny. Is it good? I don't know. I haven't seen the new one.
Well, here's what I'll say. Do you want my 2 cents?
Yeah.
That stuff is bad. Like it seems like SNL. Like, and like an applause break for when they pan over and you see Jack Black and Lizzo. You're like, well, that's a Jack Black and Lizzo.
And they're not character actors where it's like, oh, that's cool that they're inhabiting. No. I just see Jack Black that they brought from his house. He's like, I'm not going to cut my hair. Ha!
Yeah, but here's what I'll say. To me, it still worked. It was fun. Now, people are mad at the episode. People are mad at the show now, basically.
I didn't really know that until we talked. I was still kind of having fun. And the woman with which I live, she said about episode 4, she goes, I don't know what the plot is anymore.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't understand like what we're watching this for. And then I'm like, well, it's,
Yeah.
She goes, what? And I go, it's got a plot. And she's like, what is it? I go, it's got You want me to explain it to you?
I can't sit here and explain everything.
I'm not going to sit here and explain it to you, but he has the little baby. And she's like, yeah, but he came back and now what? I'm like, and he came back and now what? The living waters. She's like, he went to the living waters.
The big plot point that we thought the whole season was going to be.
Well, not because every season is now them just like fighting on the beach. And then he's like, actually, now you're not on the beach anymore. Now you have a city. Now they're going to fight in the city every day.
Well, okay.
But I didn't know that people weren't like it because I was just like, yeah, it's fun.
It is.
Like the stakes aren't really that high, but it's fun. That's why I didn't really, when people were so mad about the episode where we followed the two little ding-dongs, I was like, okay. I mean, it's not, yeah, the acting wasn't great, but I was like, I'm not that heavily invested in the show that I'm like mad about it.
I don't mind the fact that we took the detour. I'm mad that it was such
an entire episode,
uncompelling stuff. Like just the least endearing actors and characters I've ever had to watch for 45 minutes. But the idea, if 3 things were different about that, I would have loved it.
If that was a comic book, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, sure.
I'd read it because in my head I can act better.
Yeah.
But when I saw the picture of Jack Black, back to this episode, everyone is just like, oh, well, at least we have the first 2 seasons. And I'm like, okay, I guess everyone doesn't like this.
Yeah, no, people are definitely against it. I thought this episode was actually really fun. There's like a detective plot that's going on. It's just it's the fun of George Lucas's sort of like what I imagine he would be doing with a show if he had the option of just like doing like, well, this week I want to do like a whodunit, or not a whodunit, but like a mystery. It's Obi-Wan in episode 2, where you're just doing something completely different for kind of no reason. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then they just kind of tack on something at the end to make it fit the overarching plot. And you're like, when you see it, you'll be like, well, why didn't that happen 3 weeks ago? So there's stuff like that where you're just like, this sucks. Jon Favreau is actually stupid. Like, what a terrible writer. But you look at it, you zoom out, and you say, well, it was fun, though.
That's kind of how I feel about even last week. I like the X-Wing fighter. Yeah. I like seeing the pilots, and he's like trying to help someone.
And Zeb.
And you know that he's going to be like, it's your fight, kid. Right?
And Zeb from Rebels.
And then you get to see the pirates with their pirate ship that has a big wheel. There's some fun stuff. Yeah, there's Zeb like from Rebels. And I like the pirate, the green guy.
I think that's fun. But you know what's funny about that too? Of like, they obviously set up the pirates will be also chasing Din Djarin this season. Like, it wasn't enough that the Imperials are going to be coming after the baby. It's not enough that he's going to have to be fighting Bo-Katan for the Darksaber and for the ruling Mandalore. It's not enough that the factions of Mandalorians are all going to be fighting each other, but also we're going to have a pirate team coming after them. Nah. It happens once, and then 4 episodes later, they fight them and destroy them.
I still like that since the first season, everyone that's walking around in all that Mandalorian, they just look so clunky. Like the best fighters in the galaxy, they're all just kind of like move and like turning their heads and
it's stupid.
So but what, you want to talk about Rey's back?
It is just funny that like it doesn't feel like a show where like these things that are set up are paid off, but like in 30 minutes. It's like a normal show. He would be fighting pirates along the way until the epic conclusion where all of these, the Empire and the pirates and the Mandalorians are all having like this big thing at the end that you set up from episode 1 and then it all pays off at the end. No. It's just weird.
That's why I don't know what the plot is.
But
like, I don't know. I know someone's cloning.
Yeah.
Okay.
At Star Wars Celebration this weekend, they announced 3 movies.
Yep.
And they showed this next week's episode of Mandalorian. And they showed some Ahsoka stuff and some other stuff, which all looks and sounds very cool. But we haven't seen anything from this week's episode. But the response from the people in the audience say, "Oh," they say now it's all kind of making sense, and so I'm hoping that is true, and it's not just the shills that go.
Well, I was going to say you've also got.
I mean, if
those are your people.
If you're paying to go to Star Wars Celebration in London, you're probably going to like whatever they show you.
Yeah,
and of course, if I was there, I'd be like,
well, because then they show like the guy that's cloning, he's gonna meet Din, and you're like, oh, like you didn't. It's that sort of thing.
Yeah,
It's like, well, of course they had a plan for the season. People were like, they figured it out.
But it did seem like even some people that I occasionally follow and see that they are sort of skeptical about the direction were like, oh, actually, some stuff that seemed confusing is now paying off. Now, these people might just be stupid. But then the other news is, so we have 3 movies coming out. James Mangold of Logan and Indiana Jones 5. And a bunch of other really good movies. I'm just assuming Indiana Jones 5 is good because the new trailer came out and it made me smile from the first second.
I haven't watched it yet.
What? Jesus. We got to do a reaction.
Yeah. I put it off and I was like, I got to watch this when I can watch it on a bigger screen.
You got to watch it.
And then people were like, looks like more Disney shill. And I was like, shut up. Shut up.
I don't know how you could watch that and not smile.
I'm excited. I just from the screenshot of it, I went.
I mean, it's still like a bunch of CGI guys on horses. You're like, just don't do it. You don't have to have a horse in the subway if you can't do it.
End of the franchise, they say.
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
No. Although I heard someone posit that they could do a series of movies or Disney Plus, not young Indiana Jones, but his mentor, Ravenwood, the father of Marion
Ravenwood,
who he does. She was just a girl,
and you should have known better.
But that would be an interesting way to not affect what we know and love about Indy, and to start a new franchise that you could do fun stuff in the late 1800s. Dick Ravenwood, whatever his name is.
Okay, I'll watch it.
It'd be kind of cool. I'd check it out.
Yeah.
And he can just be Indiana Jones, but it's a different guy, so you don't feel bad when they mess it up.
Yeah, you just go, well, this doesn't really count.
And then at the end, you can see him meet a young boy named Henry. And he's like, hey, Henry. And he's like, my name's Indiana.
It'll be kind of like in Gotham where they said it's actually about all the, when they were younger. And then you go, okay, that'll be cool to see all that happen. And then the very first episode is like, I'm Bruce Wayne. And then you go, well, this sucks.
And then by the end,
the whole show's about Batman.
And then by the end of the series, from what I am told,
from your own eyes,
it is a 15-year-old Batman because he becomes Batman by the end. I didn't watch. I watched the first season.
Yeah, I tried,
but yeah, it's just kind of funny. It's like you can't, because you want to tell the story of Batman.
Yeah, that's your little in. You say it's about young Penguin.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Okay, so anyway, one of the movies is The Dawn of the Jedi, the very first Jedi, and how they've started with the Force and all that. That's exciting to me. I think that could be cool.
And who's directing that one?
James Mangold.
So great.
I think so. Dave Filoni, the man in the cowboy hat. George Lucas's
People
right
are
hand
mad at
man.
now, though.
Well, that's
from what I've seen.
That's what's funny is that
everyone turns on. They love these people.
It's the Lin-Manuel Miranda effect.
Dave he's like George's son. And then Jack Black is in an episode, and they're like, this idiot doesn't know what he's doing.
Meanwhile, he has had the least to do with this season of The Mandalorian because he's doing his own show, Ahsoka. He's not even writing these episodes.
the cowboy hat can only contain such a big brain.
I mean, some of the stuff he comes up with, I don't like. But it is funny that this is the least he's had to do with Star Wars that we're seeing. And they're mad at him only. It's like, I think Jon Favreau just isn't good. Anyway.
He had a good idea. Creativity is a...
Dave Filoni is getting a movie. Something everyone has been begging them to do for years now. And it just is funny that it happens when everyone is maddest at him. They're like, all right, we'll give him a movie. Yeah. They're like, well, we don't want him to have a movie. He just ruined The Mandalorian. He ruins it. They can never win at Lucasfilm. Anyway, his movie is going to be a grand, big screen epic.
Okay, a movie.
Well, I'm just saying it's not on Disney Plus. It's an in the theater movie. Of the Mandoverse, all coming together. The Ahsoka series, Mandalorian. I think the Skeleton Crew, maybe. But I'm not
gotta watch all this.
And,
what about Boba?
And Boba.
No.
It will all be coming together for an epic Avengers-like event directed by Dave Filoni. Bridging the gap between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens and all of the Mandoverse shows.
I gotta watch all the Mandoverse shows. I don't want to watch Boba Fett. Are they done with that?
Yeah, they can't do anymore.
Like, that's it, right?
Yeah. That was just a little side mission.
I guess so. I mean, I didn't watch Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So
I didn't watch
the
all of
Ahsoka
it.
show is not, like, to me. I know to some people it's...
To some people, that's all they care about is Ahsoka.
Which, good for them. You've got something to look forward to. But that character is not something to me that is like...
I would
finally.
say watch the trailer, though.
I'll probably watch it.
It got me excited.
I like her. I mean, it's an interesting idea. I want to watch Skeleton Crew.
And do watch Rebels if you ever have the chance.
I could pop it on at work.
It's 4 seasons. It is good though.
I'll watch that because Zhang is in it.
Yeah. And some of it is like,
yeah.
But most of it is like, that's pretty cool.
Is Skeleton Crew?
We don't know much about that yet.
Exactly.
We got confirmation that, I mean, I could talk about this for hours. We simply don't have time. But
and well, then we've got
the third movie,
yes, yeah.
And the one I'm most excited about and the rest of the world is not. 15 years after Rise of Skywalker, Rey Palpatine Skywalker is starting a new Jedi Order.
I wonder if Daisy Ridley is excited.
She seemed excited.
Yeah, okay, but you're gonna go out on that stage and be like,
well, they kind of ruined her career.
Yeah.
So she's probably excited.
They owe it to her.
Yeah, and she's probably excited to get to be in a movie again. Yeah. I mean, she's been in stuff, but it's
15 years after. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They're going to age her up? Or by the time it
by
comes
the
out?
Time it comes out, it probably will be. But I love her. I'm excited because they squandered the potential that great character and
we can't get into this.
That great actor has. She's great. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
The character of Rey has the potential to be awesome.
They just ruined it.
They ruined it.
Now we're the people that hate Lucasfilm.
No.
I don't like those movies.
I don't. And as I will always say, Star Wars doesn't exist past George Lucas's.
Yeah.
Okay, it just doesn't. But I like a lot of the stuff that has been going on. And I love Rey. Rey is one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. I can say that. And I'll look past the stuff that they messed up and see the potential that is there. And I can say, I love that character.
But I think they've learned from their mistake. There's always going to be the hubris of The Mandalorian's done great. Let's go to a season 3.
Yeah.
Who knows? This could be the last season.
Sure.
But like with Andor, they know he said it's 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important that it's a contained story.
Yes.
They said we're done with movies for a while they kind of figure stuff out.
Yeah.
They figured it out, it seems like.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that. I want to see the first movie. I'll watch all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you want me to say.
I'm just excited. I mean, I think it is actually kind of, because people are like, they never do anything new. I think this is kind of a risky and inspired decision. The Dawn of the Jedi thing, something that, they've done in like the books and the comics and all that stuff, but it's an untapped place for the movies and the TV shows and stuff. I think that could be cool, but I think it's risky because they know people hate these sequel trilogy. They know people hate Rey. The first trailer, you have all of the people who are like, a woman, just those people. You already lost them by giving another movie to her. And all of the people that were like, they're going to retcon the sequel trilogy. That's never going to happen. So they're doubling down on that. They're doubling down on Daisy Ridley, on Rey. I'm excited. It seems like maybe they were like, we did mess up a few things. Now we have a story that we can, it's kind of in my mind, it will be a soft reboot in a way.
Yeah.
Because we can find her where she's at now and then tell a new story. We don't have the First Order. We don't have all this other stuff that is just retread of the originals. It's exciting to me. I think that's cool.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
There's got to be a bad guy. It's going to be.
I don't think they make that mistake again. Obviously there's a bad guy, but it can be any number of.
But I like the First Order in Force Awakens. I was excited. I said, cool. I like the Force Awakens. I said, look at what they're setting up, and then look what happened.
Yeah, but they weren't setting anything up.
No, they weren't. But in retrospect, they weren't. But in my mind, I went, okay, these 3 movies are going to make sense together.
But even at the time, you're like,
it was this. Yes, it was this. It was A New Hope.
Well,
right. That's what you're gonna say. That's what you always say to me.
No. More than that, it's I thought we won.
You always think that. We always think that we win when these things happen, don't we, ladies and gentlemen?
It's the perpetual nature of war, isn't it? There will always be light and darkness there to meet it, and vice versa.